Well, greetings, people of the internet. Unky Joe here, Unky Joe's Playhouse. You know, I wasn't going to do this video because I really covered this quite a bit during my live stream the week after the storm. We live in Texas. We were particularly hit hard by this freak polar vortex that came down and crippled our electricity, our water, and our way of life for quite a while. But I've decided I recorded all this video. I've got all this video compiled. So what I'm going to do is try to share some of the video with you, and I'm going to try to narrate it as it goes along. So one, I've got all the footage. I want to use it, and two, I just bought DaVinci Studio version 17, and one of the weak parts I have on there is voiceover narration. So I want to figure out how to do that, so I figured this would be a good video to kind of test that on. So let's get the video started right now. Now let's just give a synopsis of kind of what happened. So the storm, we knew it was coming. I don't think any of us realized how bad it was going to be. Certainly our utility companies had no clue how bad it was going to be, or it's one of those things where you're kind of in denial, or, oh, we've been through this before. The weathermen, and you know weathermen always exaggerate. It's amazing. Here we are, 150 years of weathermen, and they're no good at predicting the weather out further than 3 days than they were 100 years ago. But I digress. So it started on Sunday night. Now amazingly, we fared better than most. We had power most of the time during the storm, but my brother lost power early on. My sister, I think, lost power early on, but we kept our power on, thank God, because we don't have any gas or propane. The only thing we have that's gas or propane is our grill outside. So, but we lost water. The temperature started to drop Sunday, and dropped all during the day, and finally it got really cold. It got down to 20, which is cold for us. Now I was told by everybody, leave the tap the furthest from your water source on, dripping. And we're in a mobile home, and it's up off the ground, even though we're insulated underneath, and our pipes were insulated. A lot of people think, oh well, if you'd insulate your pipes, they were. You can't insulate pipes for a cold like this. They have to be surrounded by like a box with insulation, and the wind kept off them. But I digress. We did have our pipes insulated. I took care of that a long time ago. And the underbelly is insulated, so heat will go down through the floor and keep your pipes from freezing. Anyway, Sunday night, so we had the faucet dripping cold water. Well, come to find out later, as you'll see as the story goes on, or hear as the story goes on. So the water was dripping fine. The water in the kitchen was running fine. We were able to wash dishes, wash our hands, all that stuff. And then about, I can't remember what time it was, but soon before bedtime, all of a sudden I came into my bathroom here, and no cold water, no hot water. And this side of the house usually freezes first, for whatever reason. I guess it's because it's the furthest away from the water source. However, this was the side of the house I had the water dripping on. So I went back to our master bedroom, which is on the far side of the house. Sure enough, the water was no longer dripping. The hot water didn't work, nothing. So I tried to backfeed it. In other words, I turned the water on here in my bathroom, opened both faucets so that the cold would feed into the warm. That wouldn't unfreeze the pipe. And then about an hour after that, finally we stopped having running water at all. So I called my plumber immediately and said, hey, we left the faucet running. He said, did you leave all the faucets running? I was like, no, we didn't. He said, well, go outside to the curb. And this is before the huge snowstorm started to fall. So go outside to the curb and turn your water off at the meter immediately, because that'll take the pressure off the line, and if anything did freeze, chances are it won't burst. So that's what we did. And luckily we did that. So when in doubt, always call your plumber. They know They should know what they're doing. And then we came back inside, and we keep our heat pumps at about 68 degrees. At that time, we didn't have any firewood. We didn't realize we were going to need it. And so we had the snow and we had ice Sunday night. And come Monday, we woke up to, I think it was Monday at 11:30 p.m. We went ahead and went to bed. We had the room nice and warm, so we went ahead and went to bed. And I was watching YouTube or something in bed. And the spouse went to sleep. The dog was all curled up. And then the weatherman said about 11:30 the snow would be coming through. It would change over from sleet and ice and frozen rain to snow. And sure enough, right on target it did. About 11:30 it started snowing, and it snowed till 4 a.m. So I woke the spouse up, and we looked at it and smiled at one another and said, "Oh, this is lovely." And then we woke up Monday morning, and we had to start assigning brown rooms and yellow rooms. So we picked the toilet furthest from people and made that the brown toilet. And every other toilet in the house was the yellow room, and we just didn't flush. It's what you learn that when occasionally water goes out during normal times. And we watched the snow, and we kept warm, and we kept to our normal routine. I had calls in from my clients, and some were still up because the battery backups, the power really didn't fail for us. Like I said, we didn't have trouble with power till Wednesday, I would say. So Sunday, Monday, we were fine. Monday, we made it out of the house, and we said, well, we better go try to find maybe some bottled water. We were getting low on milk. Let's go see if the convenience store right up the street has any milk and eggs and water. Well, they had water, and they had 6-gallon jugs of water in a box for $12 or $13. So I bought 2, and the spouse bought 2. And we made it home okay. There was really the road was not icy, because it didn't get cold enough for the roads to really freeze. But Monday night was going to be clear, so that was when it really got cold, and it got cold. So Monday night, because there was no cloud cover, any sunlight we got on Monday was all reflected because of the snow. We got 6 inches of snow, which is the most I've seen since probably '98. We had snow like that. We had snow a couple of years ago in February, but it was probably the most I've seen since 1998. And we got water. We were able to cook. We had electricity. We were able to eat, stay on our normal schedule, and I was busy keeping clients up and shutting stuff down that wasn't necessary, that kind of thing. But we couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't go anywhere Tuesday or Wednesday because there was still snow and ice because the temperature never got above freezing. Now Monday night the temperature got down to 9 degrees, and that's when I started going on Facebook and seeing my neighbors saying, "Hey, our water's out, our water's out, our water's out." Look outside. Yeah, this is unprecedented. That pool is frozen solid. I'm sure my hoses are going to burst. I left the pump running per the manufacturer's instructions, but it got down to 9 degrees, and that pool is frozen. There's this, big thick layer on the top. Hopefully it hasn't damaged it. I'm sure it's damaged the filter. Once ice gets in there, it expands when it freezes. Don't know if it's damaged the pump, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And I'm sure once it starts to thaw, those pipes are they've cracked already. I'm sure they're going to leak water like a sieve, so I'll just be prepared for that. But look, you can see the smokestack, or you can see the steam coming off the power plant. It's probably about 10 miles away from us. But yeah, here's the view out my back door, and this is day 2. The heat pumps are doing their best to keep up, with the demand. They're actually doing very well until the power goes out, and then the temperature drops. Right now there's the temperature in here in Fahrenheit. The other thing is, we have no water. Now we've been scooping snow off of the porch and putting it in a 5-gallon bucket, then melting it, and then using it to put water into the toilet to flush it. So you can see, and we've also made a trip out. We had to go get drinking water, so we have a convenience store. Interstate 10 is right up the road there. It's about 3 miles from our house is Interstate 10. So there's a truck stop up there, and we got 2 6-pack boxes of water, drinking water, so we can eat, use it to cook. And we don't wash with it. We get snow and we melt it, and we wash our dishes with snow. And then Wednesday we got the notification from our electric company. Well, we saw it on the news that they were going to start rolling blackouts, right, in the city, in San Antonio, and in fact all over Texas. And then Wednesday night or Wednesday afternoon, I think we had our first blackout, and they would last no more than 45 minutes, and then the power would come back on for 2 or 3 hours. So I just went ahead and shut down. We have one machine that's responsible for our TV and watching that kind of stuff, and the power was so unreliable I just shut it down. But I planned ahead. We went ahead and copied some movies and TV shows onto a portable drive, a USB drive I have, and then we used a laptop, an Asus laptop, which has about a 6-hour battery life. And we got 6-7 hours of battery life out of it. We just kept it plugged in, so whenever the power came back on, it would recharge it. And then we just, we dressed warmly. Wednesday it never got below about 61 degrees in the house because the power wasn't out for that long. All right, so here we are today is Thursday. Snowmageddon started on Sunday. Let me see if I can raise these blinds enough to give you an idea of what's going on. I'm sure y'all have seen snow before, but we usually don't see it this thick and lovely and delicious in South Texas. So we had snow at the beginning of the week. First we had, let me rephrase it. We had freezing rain. Then we had sleet, and then it turned to snow, and we had about 6 inches. Now, that was on Monday or Tuesday. Now here we are on Thursday. We've had another system come in just as we were starting to thaw out. Yesterday we had a pretty good thaw. As you can see, most of the snow is gone. And then we woke up this morning to, fortunately the power is on too, because our power was out most of the day yesterday. And then it turned from sleet and freezing rain into snow. So how many inches we're going to accumulate today, I don't know. It's a pretty big blob of snow coming toward us, but that means it's going to delay our plumber. We still have no water. Hopefully, they're saying tomorrow it'll be above freezing all day. So this snow will stick, and then we'll make do afterwards. Hey, May. And she's in her sweater trying to keep warm, right, May? See, I don't like the snow, Daddy. Snow sucks. We do have bottled water. We went out and got bottled water, so we do have some water. And then I'm getting ready to light a fire. We had firewood brought in by the neighbors. They were kind enough to deliver us some firewood. So, and my helper is bringing in the firewood. And get his, hey honey, people want to know how come you don't want to be on the YouTube channel.
Because I'm fat and ugly. Leave me alone.
And there you go. So, hang on, let me get the door for you. That snow is really coming down. In fact, I think it's snowing heavier today than it was at the beginning of the week. I don't want to keep the camera out in the cold too long, but as you can see, it's starting to accumulate on the surfaces now, and it is it's a dryish snow. Anyway, so we're trying to conserve as much as we can. The heat pumps can do so much, but as you can see, it's still only 65 degrees. So we do have plenty of food, so we're not going to go hungry. Not the two of us. Hell, we'll eat each other before we go hungry. We do have plenty of food in the fridge, as you can see. And we have plenty of frozen food down here in our freezer. So yeah, we're good on food. And then Thursday, let's see, Wednesday. Yeah, Thursday we woke up and we were, oh no, Wednesday night we had the blackouts, and then Wednesday night, was it Wednesday or Thursday night? No, I think it was Thursday night. But Thursday we woke up and it started snowing and snowed all day. So we couldn't get out there to fix any pipe. Even though the temperatures had come up a bit, we couldn't fix any of the pipes. Here's our winter wonderland. We had probably 5 or 6 inches of snow today, but it's clearing up. I'm hoping my phone will last long enough for me to get down here and do this. I want to show you. First of all, there's the pipe. Broke off right there. And it, you know, it was elevated. As you can see, there's no skirting back here, so that's what happened with that. This is what I'm worried about, is this pool. So I was told to leave the pump running. I did, but it's still, everything froze up. All the pipes froze up. And look, you can see up here, that pool is hard as a rock. That's how cold it got. And look, I'm even using the, yeah. So I don't know how bad it's gonna blow out the pool walls. I don't think the ice is that deep. It's still gonna take a few days to thaw out. But as you can see, the house survived. We got some snow up on the roof. I came out here to shake the bird feeder because the birds are really suffering right now. But yeah, my relatives up in Nebraska, thanks a lot. Yeah, and that's how cold it is. So let's shake the old bird feeder. Get some more feed out here. Poor birds. There we go. And then, remarkably, the heat pumps have done remarkably well. It is frosting up. You know, it's got some ice on it. I'm gonna damage the coil. I have a leak, but yeah, it'll go into defrost mode when it's time. But it's been keeping the house warm, and we're surviving. I will be glad when this cold spell is over, though, I'll tell you that. And then Thursday night we went to bed. We were having rolling blackouts. We were still able to cook dinner. It was on long enough to make dinner, and I think we did soup and sandwiches Thursday night, and we watched a little TV. And then we're just like, well, let's go to bed. I'm tired. It was like 8 o'clock. We went to bed, and the power kept coming on and off. And then at 4 a.m. the power went off and didn't come back on. So we woke up that morning and realized, we had a problem. I think it was Friday morning or Thursday. I don't remember. All the days have come together and jumbled together. But anyway, we woke up and we realized we were going to have a problem because we had no heat. And I called the electric company, said, hey, is this the rolling blackout or is this an outage? She says, no, we got a line down somewhere, our transformer out, it's an outage. So we put a message out on Facebook on my phone that we were looking for firewood because we didn't prepare, I'll be honest with you. Who knew? That we were out of firewood, or that we needed some firewood. And I had one response, and they said, well, we'll try to get to you today. And then my neighbor said, hey, we've got half a truckload of firewood you're welcome to. And I said, sure, I'll take it. So they came over, the father and son came over, and we got about 2 wheelbarrows full of firewood out. And I asked him, I said, what do we owe you? He goes, oh, nothing. I was like, oh, hell no. I said, Joe, we'd have to pay $35 a wheelbarrow full. We get two. I'm giving you $70. We're gonna give you money, and they said fine. So we gave them $70 for the firewood, and that lasted us all day Friday and into Saturday, I think, or was that all day Thursday? Again, the days have just jumbled together. Actually, Saturday I did my live stream, didn't I? Yeah, the blackout was over by then. So this might have been Thursday that we got the firewood. I just don't remember. But anyway, we got the firewood and we got the living room up to about 70 degrees, and we just kept piling the firewood on. And I haven't lit a lot of fires in my life. I do know that you have to get the flue warm first before a fire will draw air in properly. So we had a little trouble getting the fire started, but we got a lot of cardboard boxes around here, so they make for good kindling to start the fire. And then once you get the fireplace heated up, it just continues to put out heat. So about 1:30 in the afternoon, our power came back on. Stayed on for about 3 hours, 4 hours, and then went out again. But that was the rolling blackout. So they got it fixed by 1:30, and then the rolling blackouts continued until Saturday, I think, or Friday night. And then ERCOT announced they were going to suspend the rolling blackouts. Now, what's interesting is I have people I know that live in San Antonio and downtown. They never once experienced a blackout. And when the public utility was asked why, they said, well, they're on the same grid as hospitals. There's a lot of questions now as to why our electric grid is so piss poorly managed in this state. But one thing it's got me doing is looking at solar and battery storage and wind turbines. And now our electric company announced the other day we're on a fixed rate. So no matter what the wholesale price of electricity is our rates don't increase like that. We will see a slight increase because we used a lot more electricity. But our neighbors with electric strip heat will see a lot more usage than we did. Plus, we're on a budget plan, so that we didn't get $100 or $300 electric bill one month and a $100 electric bill the next. So they average our bill out over a year, and that's what they charge us. But nobody here is gonna see any of those $10,000 bills or $16,000 utility bills, because that would kill people, So a lot of people are in worse shape than we are. In fact, our neighbor next door just got water on today. Today is the 24th. So there you go. Yeah, we made it. We survived. It was actually, I don't mean to minimize the impact of this on some people, but we were trapped together for a week, and my spouse had to take off work. Had to use up a week of vacation, but the company he worked for ended up paying him anyway because it was declared a national disaster. But we actually enjoyed our time together, and it taught us, perseverance. Things you think you can't get through, you would be surprised what you can make it through when you get together and do things as a team. I'm lucky to have a partner to do that with. And during all this, we had a dog die, and so it wasn't fun by any sense of the imagination, but it could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. We could be worse off than a lot of people. And one thing I did learn is my neighbors are fantastic. I mean, everybody was helping everybody still. Everybody was helping everybody. And that's a nice thing to see happen in this day and age. I'm sure it happens in the cities too, but out in rural areas, we're kind of on our own out here. Fortunately, we had a really good plumber. He doesn't gouge people when the times are tough, and I was his helper that day, and we got it. One thing that did happen that him and I kind of came to blows, not to blows, what we were arguing about is he was insisting our septic tank was full until I actually pulled the lid and showed him that wasn't the case. But he said in 40 years of plumbing, he'd never seen a sewer line freeze. Ours certainly did. But a couple of warm baths helped thaw that out. And let me tell you that was a welcome relief last Sunday night to take a nice hot bath and have a hot cocoa, for me, hot chocolate to go with it. So, you appreciate the little things in life when it turns to shit. So, no pun intended. But anyway, there you go. So I just wanted to share that with you. We hope you found it entertaining and informative. Give us a thumbs up down below, and leave your comments in the comment section. And please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. We're trying to get to 10,000 users in the next 3 months. That would be nice. That would tell YouTube that we're still relevant. And as long as you people keep watching, I'm going to keep making content, whether you like it or not. You know, but like I say, it's thank you for all the subscribers that we have, and all the people that have wished us well. It's greatly appreciated. We're in better shape than most, and we're just still glad to be here. So thanks again for coming to see us, and please don't forget, we'll see all of you on the other side.